Okay, merging. Now, merging works based on a given key value, whereas it uses a key identifier or a column identifier to identify where it should place the values from one column, from one data frame into another one, or from the other column, from the other data frame, sorry, into another one. So here we're going to create two data frames, left and right, and we're going to have the column names key AB, key CD in left and right respectively. So if we take a look at the key specifically in left and right, we can see one value is common, KO, regardless of the fact that the column names are different. So when you tell it to merge, we can tell it how to merge. What should it focus on, or which column should it focus on, and add the values of the alternative column. So we can call pd.merge left to right, whereas our first key value is left and our second key value is right. And then we tell it from left, meaning that it's going to start looking at the defined data frame from the left, take its values, and then see if there's any values that can be salvaged from right to be added into the current structure in left. Now, based on the key, there was one particular key that was common. However, there was no column unique, there's no common column between K left from left to right, meaning that it adds the values, it merges the values from right, but all the attributes within right are put in as non-values, simply because no column apart from key existed in left. So this is the only thing that left and right are sharing, the column key, as opposed to AB or CD. You can do the opposite, whereas you link in from the right. Sorry. Because it was focusing on the key to make sure that there's a value that exists within left or right, it was able to populate the given columns C and D with the values based on the value key. So it focuses on what column has values that are common within each particular data frame. Sorry for that. That was a mistake that I made up here. Now, when we merge from right to left, yeah, by declaring how right, so it means that it's reading from the right defined data frame to the left one. It takes in the key from right, checks to see what key values were common between right and left, populates all the values from right to begin with, and then if there's any key value in left that is common with right, it populates the same values as well. You can also import from outer, whereas it means that it will not look at any key whatsoever. It will take the values from each particular data frame, create the same column as it is, because key was unique in both, key was common in both data frames. It's going to create one column as key for both data frames, fill in the values for left based on the key values, and then fill in the values of right based on the key values as well. So now that's outer. It means that it's more liberal in this case. It's looking on a wider perspective of how it can join this information as opposed to together. So when you're merging from the outer, it's pretty similar to when you're concatenating based on the column of a particular data frame. Now, but the difference between merging and concatenating is because merging utilizes the values within a particular column, while concatenating explicitly focuses on the column names or the index values. Okay. You can also merge from inner, whereas the machine will only focus on the commonalities within each particular data frame. So from this point, it will only identify the common column and identify the common value within that column in each particular data frame, and only feed in the values that qualify from both data frames and leaves out everything else, leaving you without any non values whatsoever. So merging, was that clear? Can you see the difference between merging and concatenating? Concatenating focuses on the index and the column names. Merging focuses on not only a common column, but also the values within that particular column.